Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. And you might wonder, why do I always say that? Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. Well, my heart connects with yours. And even though I perhaps don't know you, maybe I do, maybe we're somewhat acquaintances, but our heart connections can be real, even though we don't know each other. It's all about intention. So I started and I posted on here this quote that says, it's from Zig Ziglar, and he's an old, well, I think he's passed away now. But I remember reading his book years and years and years and years and years ago called You Can Sell Anything to Anyone. And I actually got inspired to sell cars from his book, You Can Sell Anything to Anyone. But there's a quote that he gave that stands out to me and has stood out for me all my life and has been a guiding principle in my life. And the quote is, you can get anything that you want in this world as long as you help enough people get what they want. So what do you want? Studies show that the three most important areas that people have wants in are the areas of relationships. So they want happy relationships. We want good health. We want our health to be robust so that we can enjoy those happy relationships. And we want enough money so that we can be comfortable and happy. And sometimes be extravagant too. And so those are the three guiding issues in our life. So what do you want? Where do you want more relationship stability? Where do you want more health? Where do you want more abundance? All of that can be received and created and attracted by our mindset. And our mindset this is why the Qigong practice can be so critical in our processes, because it brings us into the moment. Where we get stuck and where our bodies get dis-ease in them and we get all kinds of different symptoms in them is when we live in the past, and we might not even know that we're living in the past. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. And when we have fear of the future. So if we're experiencing symptoms in our bodies that are causing us some anxiety, we're living in the future of, oh boy, if I don't resolve this issue, this and this and this is going to happen. And very often, most often, the issues that we have in our bodies are actually energy blockages that come from the highest one of those is emotional instability. And when I say instability, it doesn't mean that you're emotionally unstable or I'm emotionally unstable. It just means that when our emotions come in and we don't know how to process them properly because we haven't been taught, because we're all raised by people who haven't been taught and they're raised by people who haven't been taught. And we have this chain here coming down of people who don't know how to manage and accept and receive, and not even manage, but accept and receive their emotions and understand what the emotions are for. And so we might have a whole history of all kinds of things that we simply learned to cope with that actually were quite traumatic. And we had no skills at the time to be able to unhook them and hear and learn from them and let them go. And learn and let them go and learn and let them go. And so they become accumulated in our bodies. And our body actually is the subconscious mind. Dr. Candace Pert, a psychoneuroimmunologist, taught us that one with her research team. This is all science. With her research team, taught us that the body holds the subconscious mind. And so all that programming that we got as little children that came into us inadvertently through parents who were doing their very best, through a society that was doing its very best, but we got programmed and we got things and we did not get the teachings and the instruction as to how to process, how to receive emotions and process them and let them go. And so they're caught in us. And the Qigong practice is a 6,000-year-old practice. And this is the human condition. This is not anything about the 21st century or the 19th century or the 3rd century. This is the human condition. This is how we are as human beings. This is why it's called enlightenment as we move towards going, this isn't working for me. I need to change something. And as we seek to be able to find out what we can do to change what's going on with our body, which is a manifestation of what's going on with our soul and our heart and our spirit, then we start to become enlightened. Oh, I have power here. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. My body has given me arthritis. And at some point I'm going to take a picture of my MRI results and post them on here, because the MRI results show that there's a tear in my left labrum, which is the gasket between there's the socket, there's the ball at the hip, and there's a tear in that cartilage in there. And the bones are now rubbing against each other on both the left hip and the right hip. And all that the Western medical condition community can offer me is a double hip replacement. But as I understand more and more about, that's actually caused by me holding on to things that I didn't realize I was holding on to. I'm a pretty successful person. People like me and stuff, but there was so much stuff, and continues to be so much stuff that I'm holding on to because I didn't know how. I didn't even realize I was holding it. Didn't know how to let it go. But my body was saying, hey, you know what? Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And now that I'm paying attention and actually doing something about it, especially with the Qigong, because it brings me into the moment. As I do something about it, I'm getting some freedom in my body. So last year I walked around with a cane all the time. Now I'm not even sure where it is. I think it's over there. But I can walk with a lot more mobility. Yes, I still have a little bit of a limp in the left hip, and yes, there's some catching in the right side. But day by day by day, I am getting some relief. Now, how is that happening? It's not happening through medication. I haven't taken any medication for 2 years. It's not happening through looking at the symptom and saying, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Paradoxically, there we go. It's actually happening by receiving these symptoms and going, oh. Now this is going to be tricky to wrap your head around. As I receive these symptoms and I go, oh, what are these hips trying to teach me? And as I study some education that tells me that the systems, and we're going to talk a little bit about the systems today in the Qigong practice, each system is connected to other systems. They're all interconnected, and they're connected emotionally. And so we have emotions that will expand those systems, and we have emotions that will contract those systems. And the more we spend time in the contracting emotions, the more we compromise and put the systems into rigidity. The more we spend time in the expanding emotions, the more we receive in those systems. And so lots of people come to Spring Forest Qigong, as I did, with one symptom or two symptoms that I wanted to fix. And as I tried to fix that symptom and practiced with my 100-day practice, and then the symptom wasn't fixed because I was focused on the symptom. And I threw out the practice after 100 days of consecutive practice because I had not fixed my hips. What I realized after I had practiced for that 100 days and then threw it out was that my spirit was much calmer. I was much more able to process my emotions more efficiently. I was much more peaceful in my interactions with my professional life and my personal life. And then when I threw out the practice, that all started spiraling downwards again. And so as I kind of went, light bulb moment, perhaps I still am uncomfortable physically, but I don't need to be uncomfortable physically, emotionally, and mentally as well. So I went back to the Spring Forest Qigong practice, and my mental capacities changed, and my emotional capacities changed, and now my physical capacities are changing. Because the Qi, the energy with a life force, a blueprint, and pure intelligence, knows which part of me to go to first to balance the symptom that has been the last thing. The symptom is the tip of the iceberg. The physical manifestation in our body is the tip of the iceberg. Underneath that is a whole lot of stuff that we're not even aware of, and might be actually scary to look at, because we think, I don't know where to even start. Well, Start with bouncing. Here we go. Into the practice. So as you begin to bounce, and I don't know about you, if you're when you're catching this video, it could be 3 years from now, it could be in the moment, it could be any time. I'm 63 years old. So I've only in the last 4 years started manifesting this arthritis in my hips. I made my body do a lot of stuff before. But now my body is saying, hey, I can't take this burden any longer. We need to work together now. So I don't have to sift through 59 years of, okay, well, what's this about? What's this about? What's this about? I don't have to do that. I can simply bounce. I can bounce. I can release. I can come into the moment. Now, it's tricky to come into the moment if you've never really understood the principle, never had the principle brought to you, or not understood how to use it. So as we bounce, our body has all kinds of energy channels that are moving through it, and there are little blockages in there. Some are little, some are big. Some have a density to them, some have a real thickness to them, because they've come in to protect us in some manner. In some manner. For me, in my home as a child, my father was an alcoholic. And so his life processes put him in a space where he chose to use alcohol to numb himself. Well, that gave a whole lot of information and a whole lot of coping skills to us 6 children and to my mother. So do I need to go back and go, okay, my father was an alcoholic? No. I simply need to bounce and allow my body, because that was a big density that was brought into my personality. But here at 63, I can simply bounce and breathe out. And let any of that energy that is ready to go back to the universe to be released now. I don't even have to analyze it. I can just simply be with it. And little tiny bits will float off. Little bits will float off. As I come into the moment, breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. What our Qigong practice does is bring us into the present moment, where we can let go of our thoughts about the past and the old memories of the past. We can let the process of the bouncing just simply work. We can also, in this moment, for this little snippet of time, let go of our anxiety about the future. And here in this moment, we're simply present. As you bounce, and we're initiating the bouncing out of our knees, so the rest of the body can be soft. And as we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, and nice and deeply, we're sending a message through the amygdala. This is all science. We're sending a message through the amygdala, which is an almond-sized part of our brain, which actually runs the whole brain if it thinks that the brain and the body is in danger. It puts us into fight, flight, or freeze. And so if you've had lots of experiences in your life where you felt that you've been in danger, either emotional danger or physical danger or spiritual danger, then your body will have put you, your amygdala will have put you into fight, flight, or freeze. But if there was no way to process it, that stays there. And so we've got this flood of cortisol constantly happening. Cortisol makes cells really rigid and makes cells very much on high alert all the time. And when you're on high alert, you're ready for action. You're ready to run, you're ready to fight or freeze or please. So as we breathe in deeply, we send a message to the amygdala right now. In this pure moment, we send a message to the amygdala that it's okay to relax right now. And so you may feel as you bounce and as you breathe in deeply and out deeply through the nose or through the mouth, breathing out, you may feel in this moment some peace. Now your mind might take you back to there or forward into there again, but as you breathe in again, in this moment, I now have more peace. So as we connect little moments by moments, it's like a dot-to-dot picture. And as children, we had these simple dot-to-dot pictures that had 10 little dots and we could actually see what the picture was. But as adults, we have these dot-to-dot pictures that have 200 different dots. And you look at all the dots and you go, oh my goodness, what the heck is that? But as you put those little tiny dots together, you create this picture. As we put each of our little breaths together, there's one dot. Now I might go back into the memories again, I might go forward, but I can bring myself back into the presence again by bouncing. And there's another dot of peace. We can add a little bit of body movement to it by allowing our hands to float above our heads. And you may think, oh my goodness, what's that supposed to do? There's a lot of science behind this. There's 6,000 years of study. There's volumes written. We don't have to know every mechanism of how the car works. We don't have to know all the braking systems and the transmission systems and all the fluid systems and now all the electronic systems. We sit down in our car, we start the engine, and we drive. So if you'd like to know more, I can take you into classes. But in this moment, sit in the driver's seat, start the car, and try it. As we allow our hands to float down, here we're connecting with peace. Let's allow our hands to float, just swivel back and forth. Just like a little child, and you may not have any memories as a little child of being in that total freedom of bliss. And if you don't have any memories, think about what it would feel like and create a memory. Our memory is malleable anyway. So let's create a memory. Let's see ourselves as a little child that is just happy, happy, happy. The sun is shining. We're outside in our bare feet. We're running around in the yard. Maybe we're playing with a dog or a cat. Maybe we're playing with brothers and sisters who we love. Maybe we're playing with a friend who we love. Maybe we've created our own special friend. Our own imaginary friend who loves us unconditionally and completely. Connect with that thought and that visualization. Feel right now, in this moment, that joy and that bliss and that complete, absolute freedom of love. Feel into that right now. As you feel into that and you create that, you have now created a memory with all the chemistry that comes with it. So that memory that you've now created, the mind doesn't understand that that wasn't real, for lack of a better term. It created it, so therefore it's real. So this memory that you've just created, this bliss, maybe give it a name. Blissful moment, pure freedom, pure love, unconditional love. Whatever name you want to give it, anchor yourself to that moment. This is your healing code right here. And there only needs to be one. Because as we bring that back to our mind, every time we think about that now, we flood our cells with endorphins and dopamines and all the healing chemistry. This is all science. The thoughts we bring in, first of all, we have a thought and then we have an emotion. And the emotions are always chemically driven. That's why chemistry can help when you're depressed. Here we're creating our own chemistry. Breathing in through our nose and out through the mouth. And we're going to invite our body into quiet stillness by breathing out and just simply letting the bounce end. And now feel your body. Your palms might feel full. Your fingertips might be tingling. My elbows always float away from my body. This is Qi. This is Qi. Qi is our body's energy, and it is actually electromagnetic. But Qi is much more sophisticated than just energy. Qi is energy with a life force. It creates life. It sustains life. It's also energy with a blueprint So it knows perfectly how our bodies could be in complete balance. And it's ready to orchestrate that perfection that it knows and understands as we give the signal. It has perfect intelligence. It knows how to balance our body perfectly. And our chi is directed by our yi, by our intention, by the song of our heart, because our chi will never override our choice. And our choices are manifest and spoken in our intentions. And so in Spring Forest Qigong, we use a few rituals that bring our bodies and our cells into the moment, into an empty space where all transformation takes place. We're going to bring our hands to the lower dantian. That's our navel area. Beautiful, powerful spot. Women, your right hand will be next to your navel. Men, your left hand will be next to your navel. If that doesn't feel comfortable, adjust it until you feel a resonance and a rightness. Our chin drops down. Our head reaches up into the universe. It stretches out our spine. Our shoulders open and roll back. These are all postures that tell that amygdala that it's safe. It can relax. It can let go of the adrenaline that puts us into fight, flight, or freeze. And it can receive the endorphins and the dopamines and the serotonins and all those that chemistry that heals. And here in this space, we give a password which steps us into the power of the universe. This universe that has all the planets moving in perfect symmetrical order, created our bodies, created the plants, the ecosystems on the earth, the mountains, the rivers, the oceans. We use this password, and the password is, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. And as we give this password, just like we put a password into our cell phone to access all the power of our cell phone, we give this password, and now we have access to all the healing powers of the universe. And our next step is to call upon the energy of our master. And you decide who your master is. Your master could be a being that has purified energy, that has power. I won't even suggest any labels. You choose. Your master could also be your own inner knowing, your own inner light, your intuition. As we see our master and feel our master coming towards us across the universe, this vast expanse of space, and now we're in the emptiness of this universe because of the password, because of our intention, and we're in receiving mode. We have a conversation with our master. It is respectful. And we can say something like, dearest master. We could say something to ourselves like, dearest inner knowing. With deepest gratitude for all of the functions in my body that have protected me and cared for me up until this moment. I set my intention, and you set your intention for what it is you would like to receive, what possibility you would like to encounter by practicing Spring Forest Qigong. I will set my intention out loud. Dearest Master, with deepest gratitude for the things that I learn on this earth, for the things that the challenges that life has brought me have taught me, and and for my ability now to share it with others so that they too can receive the healing in body, mind, and spirit. I set my intention that anyone that sees and participates in this practice feels a connection that they need to feel to their own ability in conjunction with their master to be able to facilitate their own healing in conjunction with their master. And now that we have set the intention, our chi says, thank you for the instructions. I will go to work with that. Today, I'm instructing the 5th movement of the 5 healing elements movements. Bringing our hands to our lower dantian, we're feeling an energy ball right here. This is the energy ball of yin and yang. Yin and yang are opposite energies. All the opposites of the world are yin energy and yang energy. And as we balance them, so move this energy ball. Just use your visualization to feel energy between your hands. You may feel a pressure in your palms. You may feel your fingertips tingling. This is chi. It's very simple. It's very tiny. As we learn to receive the tiny things in life, they build a beautiful picture of wholeness. Today we're engaging with the 5th healing element, the 5th healing movement, and the 5th system. I'll go into the movement in a moment, but we'll still move yin and yang. We're joining yin and yang here. This is not the 5th movement. It's a preparatory movement at this moment. The expanding emotion of the 5th movement is gratitude. The contracting emotion is fear. The color is blue, beautiful indigo blue. The systems that we're working with is the kidney system as the governing system. And in relation to that is the bladder. These are all cleansing and releasing systems. The bones. The bones are supportive systems. The bone marrow. The bone marrow creates life. The reproductive organs also create life. And the anus opens to release anything extra that is not useful to our bodies. So the whole system is about creation and cleansing, releasing and creation. And we create through our gratitude, and we contract ourselves in fear. So as we bring our hands to the lower dantian, we're going to bring our fingertips together in a prayer position and gently bring that up to our heart area, our middle dantian. And so we'll simply take our hands to our heart. And feel the softness. Your fingertips are just touching lightly enough to hold a piece of paper in your hands. Our hands guide our chi in so many ways. And now we simply bow forward just a little bit. And we think of our gratitude. As we bow forward, we breathe in. As we straighten up, we breathe out. The movements are very simple. Simply do the movements. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose now. As you breathe in through the nose and bow forward, think of one thing that you're grateful for. Whatever dances through your head, as silly as it seems. The first thing that always dances through my head is shoelaces. I am grateful for shoelaces. I am grateful for the beautiful spring air. I am grateful for animals. I am grateful for human connections. Tuffy's not here, he's at the groomer. I am grateful for love. I am grateful for my heart. I am grateful for my family. You just heard my water fountain turn on. I am grateful for water. As we breathe in the beautiful cleansing blue light of water. That is the element of the 5 healing elements that we're working with the kidneys. The water system washes away all impurities and brings to our system beautiful nourishment. And I'm releasing, as I breathe out, any fear. And the fear turns into smoke. I use my visualization to see it either turn into smoke or mist and go out to the edges of the universe, far away from my body. And I release it through all my cells. I breathe in gratitude through all of the cells of my body, every bit of my skin, every bit of my being breathes in the beautiful, soft blue light of gratitude. With this smile on our face, we receive healing. In this moment, I am grateful. If our thoughts go to the past, we simply say, thank you, thoughts. Right now, we're in the moment. If our thoughts go to the future, we simply observe and say, thank you, thoughts. Right now, I am in the moment. In the moment, I am grateful. And remember that we have called upon the energy of our Master, and our Master is with us. Guiding and holding and healing whomever your Master is. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing out anything with fear. Our fears came to us to protect us. And so we can breathe out that fear with gratitude as well, and love. So as we breathe in, we're breathing in gratitude, flooding our cells with those beautiful healing hormones. And as we breathe out now, we're feeling the fear and releasing it with love and gratitude. And again now, on the in-breath and the exhale, we are bathing our cells in healing hormones. This is why these types of meditations can heal our bodies. Because we come into the moment, we let go of the past, we let go of thinking of the future, and we are present now in gratitude and unconditional love. Breathe beautifully and deeply. Allow your cells to be bathed in this moment, in this healing energy. As As we close this practice for this moment, we bring our hands back down to the lower dantian and we envision a light at our navel. Lower dantian means Dan is energy. Dan is concentrated chi, pardon me. And it's concentrated into a medicine. So Dan is the medicine that our body uses, and we create it by our thoughts. A Tien is a farm or a place where things grow. And so our lower dantian, our navel area, is our farm that we bring in those beautiful healing thoughts that become our medicine. The medicine that heals us. And as we invite it into our body and we feel a soft light, we feel as we invite that energy into our body, into our lower dantian, it's about 2 inches behind the navel. It is actually a physical space. Use our visualization to send that light into our whole body, to every cell, the space between the cells. It is light that heals and light that transforms. As we see that light spinning faster and faster at our lower dantian and condensing smaller and smaller, more and more concentrated, and therefore more and more powerful. It radiates out into our whole body. And our chi has been expanded, and now we will contract our chi and bring it back to us and harvest our chi. Rubbing your hands back and forth together. Placing our hands on our faces. So you're bringing love. There's love points right here. They go to the heart. Putting our hands on our face, and our face holds all the points to our whole body. So as we take this action, we're going to take our fingertips and draw them on either side of our nose and up and around in our hairline. So we're actually drawing a heart on our bodies, on our faces. And say to yourself, I love you, and use your own name. So I would say, I love you, Roxy. You would use your own name. And if you say it out loud, you hear the vibration of the sound. The vibration comes back to the ears. It might be difficult for you to say I love you to yourself at this moment. Simply observe that difficulty. And maybe modify the statement to say, I'm willing to learn to love you. I'm willing to learn to be able to say that. We're going to tap on our bodies. Again, this is the releasing. Tap beside our eyebrows on either side. Where the eyebrows begin, we're going to tap 9 times. 7, 8, 9. We're going to tap under the eyes. This is the stomach meridian connected to anxiety. 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to tap down our whole body. This opens up our lungs and our heart systems and our lymph systems. We're going to lift up our left hand and tap into our left armpit. Again, heart and lungs and lymph systems. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is the number of completion. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything has a vibration, including numbers. We're tapping down our torso. This is our left side. The left side, when we start with the left side, we're activating the chi. When we go with the right side, we're activating the physical, well, the chi is physical as well, but we're activating the circulatory systems of the lymph and the oxygen and the lungs and the blood. We're going to take our fingers and interchange them and rub our stomach, and as we rub our whole abdomen, think about all the organs that you're passing, and you've got your hands pointed to them, and you're sending love to them in gratitude for all the work that they do to keep our bodies in balance. And now we're going to clap 9 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, we're stimulating those heart systems. That's sending joy to our heart, sending joy and happiness and those healing hormones to our whole body. We're going to take the backs of our hands and rub our kidneys. Our kidneys is what we worked with today. They're a vitality center, our life force. We're going to tap on those kidneys, tapping a little bit higher. Again, the tapping is now releasing anything that that softened and is ready to be released through our meditation process. Again, we don't need to know what it is. You might get a sense of what it is, but you don't need to know. It's just releasing. We don't have to go back and relive any traumatic experiences. We can simply release them with love and gratitude. Hand tapping on our groin. Bringing our hands down to the top of the knees. Here we're connecting with the earth. Our kneecaps are here. We're going to tap on the top of the knees, just above the kneecaps. 8, 9, and now we're going to tap behind the knees. There are 6 energy channels in each of the knees, and they reach down into the earth. And now the left knee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the right knee, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to come up on our toes and drop to our heels. If you're pregnant, don't do this move. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Thank you for practicing with me today. I am honored to be with you. I am honored to share this information with you. Remember, you can get anything you want in this world, as long as you help enough people to get what they want. And so if you're seeking healing, the more you heal yourself, the more your energy is now a raised energy, and then your healing will actually go to other people. It's very amazing. It's very wonderful. I would love it if you put into the comments anything that you thought or felt about this video, and share with me, ask me questions if you wish, or just simply throw in an emoji that says how you felt as you practice this. My website is roxywright.com. I'm undergoing some renovations at the moment, but I'm going to have some other classes up, and there's going to be a lot of free stuff up there that are actually class situations where you can log in and you can learn things in a more organized and well, this is an organized manner, but a more full manner. We can build some more foundations. I also offer a Spring Force Qigong Level 1 Qi Activation class. My next one is going to be next Tuesday, all day from 9 till 4:30 online, so you don't have to leave your home. I'd love to have you there. If you've taken it before and you'd like to take it again, throw me a message. Namaste. I love you. I'll see you soon. RoxyWright.com is my website. Let's connect.